later, or now? That's the choice. Most people are waiting. Waiting for the perfect moment to start learning English. Waiting for the perfect textbook, the perfect teacher, the perfect amount of time. Waiting until they feel ready, until they feel confident, until they feel unafraid. But later never comes. Success doesn't come from the perfect plan. It comes from the small choice you make today. Right now, this moment. By the end of this video, you'll understand why tiny, consistent efforts in English create unstoppable momentum. You'll see how small actions compound into big results. And you'll practice the exact phrases successful learners use every day. Not someday, today. Let me show you two futures. In the first future, you keep waiting. You watch videos but never repeat the sentences. You download apps but never open them. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, next week. When I have more time, months pass. Years pass. Your English stays the same. Your confidence shrinks. Opportunities slip away. In the second future, you start small today. Just 10 minutes. You speak one sentence aloud. You practice one phrase. Tomorrow you do it again and again. The steps are small, but they add up. Your confidence grows. Your fluency builds. Doors open! You become the person who doesn't wait. Which future do you want? Let me tell you about Claudia. She worked long hours. She had no time, no energy, no confidence. But she made one decision. 10 minutes of English every single day. No excuses. No perfect plans. Just 10 minutes. In 6 months, she spoke at her first international meeting. In 1 year, she got promoted. In 2 years, she was leading a team in English. 10 minutes changed everything. Not because 10 minutes is magic. Because 10 minutes every day builds momentum. Momentum builds identity. And identity builds your future. You clicked on this video. That means you're already choosing. Now, let's understand why small efforts win, and how you'll use them starting today. You made the choice to be here. Now, let's talk about why small efforts work when big plans fail. Here's the problem. Comparison kills progress. You compare yourself to fluent speakers. You watch them speak effortlessly, confidently, perfectly. You think, I'm so far behind. I'll never sound like that. So you buy another grammar book. You make another study plan. You watch another video. But you don't speak. You don't practice. You just compare. And comparison steals your focus. Focus is everything. When you focus on one small effort each day, you build real skill. You build real confidence. Not someday, today. Let me be clear about the stakes. English opens doors. It opens doors to better jobs, to travel, to friendships across borders, to opportunities you can't even imagine yet. But it only opens those doors if you actually speak, if you actually practice. Planning doesn't open doors. Studying grammar rules in silence doesn't open doors. Only practice does. Here's the truth many people don't want to hear. You can spend 5 years planning or 5 months practicing. The person who practices wins. I know what you're thinking. You're busy. You don't have hours every day. You're afraid of making mistakes. You worry about your accent. You feel embarrassed when you speak. You think people will judge you. I understand. These feelings are real. They're valid. But they're also keeping you stuck. This video is not for people who want to feel comfortable. It's for people who want to grow. It's not for dreamers. It's for doers. So here's what you'll get in the next few minutes. First, you'll hear a true story, a hero's journey. You'll meet someone just like you, someone who struggled, who felt stuck, who almost gave up. And you'll see exactly how small efforts transformed everything. Second, you'll learn the science behind small wins, why your brain loves tiny, consistent actions, why momentum matters more than motivation, why small efforts compound into big success. Third, you'll practice, not passively, not just listening. You'll repeat key phrases. You'll speak them aloud. You'll use the exact language successful learners use every day. This isn't theory. This is practice. Because here's what I've learned after working with thousands of English learners. Knowledge doesn't change you. Action does. You don't need more information. You need more repetition. You need more speaking. You need more doing. Small efforts matter because they turn intention into identity. When you practice for 10 minutes today, you're not just learning English. You're becoming someone who follows through, someone who takes action, someone who doesn't wait for perfect conditions. And that identity? That's what changes everything. So let's dive into the story, the struggle, the breakthrough, the method, and see exactly how small efforts lead to big success. You know the stakes. Now let me show you the struggle. Meet Maya. She's a lot like you. Maya wanted to speak English fluently. She had big dreams. She imagined herself giving presentations at work, traveling confidently, making friends from around the world. She could see it all clearly, so she made big plans. She bought 3 online courses. She downloaded 5 apps. She subscribed to YouTube channels, podcasts, and email newsletters. She created a detailed study schedule: grammar on Monday, vocabulary on Tuesday, listening on Wednesday, speaking on Thursday, 2 hours every Sunday for intensive practice. She felt motivated. She felt ready. She felt like this time would be different. But here's what happened. Nothing. Big plans became heavy burdens. Let me show you the truth. Massive goals without tiny actions lead to shame and burnout. Maya's beautiful study plan sat on her desk, untouched. Every Sunday, she told herself, "Today I'll do the 2-hour session." But Sunday came and she felt tired. She had laundry to do. She had errands to run. She had emails to answer. 2 hours felt impossible, so she postponed. Next Sunday, she promised herself. Next Sunday came. Same story, same postponement, same shame. The apps stayed closed. The courses stayed unwatched. The books stayed on the shelf. And every time Maya postponed, she felt worse. She felt lazy. She felt weak. She felt like a failure. That's the first scenario. The big plan that never happens. Here's the second scenario. I once met an intermediate learner named Ahmed. He had good vocabulary. He understood grammar. He could read English articles and watch movies with subtitles. But he never spoke. "I'm not ready yet," he said. "I need to improve my pronunciation first. I need to learn more idioms. I need to feel confident." I asked him, "When will you be ready?" He didn't have an answer. He was waiting for a moment that would never come. Because you don't feel confident before you speak. You feel confident after you speak, after you make mistakes, after you try and survive and try again. Ahmed was stuck in the gap between knowing and doing, and that gap was growing wider every day. That's the second scenario. Waiting until you're ready. Here's the third scenario. Maria worked full-time. She commuted an hour each way. She was exhausted, but she wanted to improve her English, so she watched English learning videos on the bus. Every day, 30 minutes, she watched. She nodded. She thought, "That's useful. I should practice that." But she never paused the video. She never repeated the sentences. She never spoke aloud. She just watched, passively, quietly, safely. A year passed. Maria had watched hundreds of videos, but her speaking hadn't changed. Because watching doesn't build skill. Repetition does. Speaking does. Doing does. That's the third scenario. Consuming without practicing. Do you see yourself in these stories? Maybe you're Maya, making plans that feel too big to start. Maybe you're Ahmed, waiting for the perfect moment. Maybe you're Maria, watching but not doing. Here's what all 3 have in common. They confused planning with progress. They thought big plans meant big commitment, but big plans often mean no action at all. Because when the plan feels too big, too hard, too time-consuming, you don't start. You postpone, you wait, you freeze, and every day you wait, the burden gets heavier. Maya felt that weight every single day. She saw her unopened courses, She remembered her broken promises. She felt ashamed, and shame doesn't motivate you. Shame paralyzes you. She was stuck, frustrated, ready to quit. But then something changed. Maya met a mentor, someone who had been exactly where she was, someone who understood the struggle. And that mentor told her one sentence that shifted everything, not a big plan, not a complicated system, just one simple sentence. Before I tell you what the mentor said, let me give you a hint about the solution. Small, imperfect efforts compound into transformation. Not 2-hour sessions. 5 minutes of shadowing, not perfect fluency. One conversation opener, not 1,000 new words. One vocab word used today. These small steps feel almost too easy, too insignificant. But that's exactly why they work. Because you can do them today. Right now, without feeling overwhelmed, without postponing, without shame. Maya didn't believe it at first. She thought, 5 minutes? That's nothing. That won't make a difference. But her mentor smiled and said those words. The words that changed everything. And in the next part, I'll tell you exactly what the mentor said and show you the method Maya used to go from stuck to unstoppable. Here's what Maya's mentor said. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a perfect today. That's it. 7 words. But those 7 words changed everything. Because Maya finally understood the real problem. She wasn't stuck because she lacked motivation. She wasn't stuck because she chose the wrong course or the wrong method. She was stuck because she was waiting instead of starting. Waiting for motivation. Waiting for the right textbook. Waiting for more time. Waiting for the perfect conditions. But here's the truth about waiting. It keeps you in the same place forever. Starting moves you forward. Even the smallest start. Even 2 minutes. Let me tell you why this works. Your brain doesn't distinguish between big wins and small wins. It only recognizes consistency. When you practice English for 5 minutes today, your brain marks that as a win. When you do it again tomorrow, that's another win. When you do it for 7 days straight, your brain starts to build a pattern. And patterns become identity. Consistency rewrites identity. You stop being someone who wants to learn English. You become someone who is learning English. That shift sounds small, but it's everything, because identity drives action. When you see yourself as a learner, not someone who wants to learn, but someone who is learning, you act like a learner. You show up, you practice, you follow through. Maya experienced this firsthand. After her mentor spoke those words, Maya made one decision. Just one. She would do one 5-minute shadow reading session every morning. That's it. No 2-hour plans. No complicated schedules. Just 5 minutes. She picked one paragraph from a simple English story. She listened to it once. Then she read it aloud, trying to match the rhythm and pronunciation. 5 minutes. Every single morning. The first day felt awkward. Her pronunciation wasn't perfect. Her rhythm was off. But she finished. 5 minutes. Done. The second day, she did it again. Still awkward. Still imperfect. But done. By day 7, something shifted. She felt proud. Not because she was fluent. Because she had kept her promise to herself 7 times. By day 14, the 5 minutes felt easy. Natural. She looked forward to it. By day 30, her confidence had soared. She could hear the improvement in her voice. She spoke more smoothly. She felt less afraid. And within 90 days, Maya did something she never thought possible. She led a meeting in English. Not perfectly. She made mistakes. She paused to find words. But she did it. She spoke. She led. She succeeded. All because of 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes didn't feel like enough to make a difference. But 5 minutes every day for 90 days is 7.5 hours of focused practice. 7.5 hours of building skill, confidence, and identity. That's the power of small efforts. Now let me give you the method. The same method Maya used. The small effort method. Step 1. Pick one micro-habit. Choose something so small it feels almost too easy. Here are 3 options. Shadow one paragraph. Listen and repeat one short paragraph from a story or video. 5 minutes. Speak one phrase aloud. Pick a useful phrase like, "Could you explain that again?" Or, "I appreciate your help." Say it 10 times. 2 minutes. Write one sentence. Describe your morning, your feeling, or your plan for the day. 1 sentence. In English. 3 minutes. Pick one. Just one. Step 2. Do it daily. Not when you feel motivated. Not when you have extra time. Every single day, set a specific time. Right after you wake up. During your lunch break. Before bed. Attach it to something you already do every day. Consistency is more important than intensity. Step 3. Celebrate the streak. Every day you complete your micro-habit, mark it. Put an X on a calendar. Write it in a journal. Tell a friend. Celebrate the fact that you followed through, that you kept your promise to yourself, that you are becoming the kind of person who does what they say. The streak matters, because the streak builds identity. Here's the second thing Maya's mentor told her. She said this after Maya completed her first 30 days. You become what you practice, not what you intend. Read that again. You become what you practice, not what you intend. Intentions are beautiful, but they don't change you. Practice changes you. Action changes you. Repetition changes you. When you practice English for 5 minutes every day, you become an English learner. Not in theory. In reality, when you speak one phrase aloud every day, you become a speaker. Not someday, today. That's identity shift. And identity shift creates unstoppable momentum. Maya didn't just learn English. She became someone new, someone who follows through, someone who doesn't wait, someone who starts small and wins big. You can become that person too. In the next section, I'll give you the complete framework and we'll practice together. You'll speak. You'll repeat. You'll start building your streak right now. You've seen the method. Now it's time to stop watching and start practicing. This is where everything changes. Because understanding the small effort method is good, but doing it is everything. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you the complete framework in 3 simple steps. Then we're going to practice together. You're going to speak. You're going to repeat. You're going to use your voice, not tomorrow. Right now, ready? Let's go! Step 1. Choose your micro-habit. You need one small action you'll do every single day. Just one. Here are 3 options. Listen to each one and notice the first-person modeling. This is how successful learners think. Option 1. I shadow one story paragraph. Every morning, I listen to one paragraph from an English story. Then I read it aloud, matching the rhythm and pronunciation. 5 minutes. That's my habit. Option 2. I repeat one conversation phrase. Every day, I choose one useful phrase, something I can use in real life. I say it out loud 10 times. I focus on sounding natural. 2 minutes. That's my habit. Option 3. I describe my morning in 3 sentences. Every day, before breakfast, I say 3 sentences in English about what I did. I woke up at 7. I made coffee. I checked my phone. 3 minutes. That's my habit. Which one feels right for you? Don't overthink it. Just pick one. You can always change it later. But for today, choose one. Got it? Good. Step 2. Practice it now. We're going to do a short shadowing practice together. I'll give you key sentences from Maya's story. You're going to repeat them out loud. Use your voice. First, I'll say each sentence at natural speed. Just listen. Then I'll say it slowly. Then I'll pause. That's when you repeat. Here we go. Sentence 1. Natural speed. Maya made big plans, but she never started. Now slowly. Maya made big plans, but she never started. Your turn. Repeat it now. Good. Sentence 2. Natural speed. She felt stuck because she was waiting for the perfect moment. Now slowly. She felt stuck because she was waiting for the perfect moment. Your turn. Repeat it now. Excellent. Sentence 3. Natural speed. Her mentor said, "You don't need a perfect plan. You need a perfect today." Now slowly. Her mentor said, "You don't need a perfect plan. You need a perfect today." Your turn. Repeat it now. Great. Sentence 4. Natural speed. Maya started with just 5 minutes every morning. Now slowly. Maya started with just 5 minutes every morning. Your turn. Repeat it now. Well done. Sentence 5. Natural speed. Small efforts every day built her confidence and changed her identity. Now slowly. Small efforts every day built her confidence and changed her identity. Your turn. Repeat it now. Beautiful. Sentence 6. Natural speed. You become what you practice, not what you intend. Now slowly. You become what you practice, not what you intend. Your turn. Repeat it now. Perfect. Now let's cycle through the key vocabulary. I'll give you 8 high-utility words. For each word, I'll give you the definition, an example sentence, and a pronunciation tip. Then you'll repeat the word and the sentence. Word 1. Consistent. It means doing something regularly, without stopping. Example: I am consistent with my practice. Pronunciation tip. The stress is on the second syllable. Consistent. Now repeat. Consistent. And the sentence, I am consistent with my practice. Word 2. Effort. It means the energy you use to do something. Example: small efforts lead to big results. Pronunciation tip. EF fort. Stress on the first syllable. Now repeat. Effort. And the sentence, small efforts lead to big results. Word 3. Progress. It means improvement over time. Example: I can see my progress every week. Pronunciation tip. Progress. Stress on the first syllable. Now repeat. Progress. And the sentence, I can see my progress every week. Word 4. Confidence. It means the feeling that you can do something well. Example: my confidence grows every day. Pronunciation tip. Confidence. Stress on the first syllable. Now repeat. Confidence. And the sentence, my confidence grows every day. Word 5. Identity. It means who you are, how you see yourself. Example: my identity is changing. Pronunciation tip. Identity. Stress on the second syllable. Now repeat. Identity. And the sentence, my identity is changing. Word 6. Commit. It means to promise to do something and follow through. Example: I commit to practicing every day. Pronunciation tip. Commit. Stress on the second syllable. Now repeat. Commit. And the sentence, I commit to practicing every day. Word 7. Celebrate. It means to recognize and feel happy about your success. Example: I celebrate every small win. Pronunciation tip. Celebrate. Stress on the first syllable. Now repeat. Celebrate. And the sentence, I celebrate every small win. Word 8. Momentum. It means the power that keeps you moving forward. Example: consistency builds momentum. Pronunciation tip. Momentum. Stress on the second syllable. Now repeat. Momentum. And the sentence, consistency builds momentum. Great work. You just practiced 8 essential words. Use them this week. Step 3. Lock it in. Now we're going to do a mini role play. This will help you internalize the message and practice speaking in a real context. Imagine you're Maya. you're talking to a friend who feels stuck with English. Your friend says, "I want to improve, but I don't have time, and I don't know where to start." Here's what you say. I'll give you the phrases. Then you repeat them as if you're really talking to your friend. First phrase, I used to feel overwhelmed, but now I focus on small steps. Repeat that now as Maya. Second phrase, every day I practice for just 5 minutes. Repeat that now. Third phrase, it's changing everything. Repeat that now. Now put all three together and say them like you're having a real conversation. I used to feel overwhelmed, but now I focus on small steps. Every day I practice for just 5 minutes. It's changing everything. Say it now. Excellent. That's the power of practice. You just spoke as someone who uses the small effort method. You're not just learning about it. You're living it. Now let's check your understanding with 3 quick questions. Question 1. True or false? Maya succeeded because she made a detailed 2-hour study plan. The answer is false. Maya succeeded because she started with just 5 minutes every day. Question 2. Fill in the blank. You become what you blank, not what you intend. The answer is practice. You become what you practice, not what you intend. Question 3. True or false? Consistency is more important than intensity. The answer is true. Small efforts every day build more progress than big efforts once in a while. How did you do? If you got all 3 right, you're paying attention. You're engaged. You're already becoming a better learner. And here's the best part. You've already practiced today. You shadowed sentences. You repeated vocabulary. You did a role play. You didn't just watch this video. You participated. That means you're not waiting anymore. You're starting. And starting is everything. Now let's bring this home and talk about who you're becoming and what happens next. Think about who you, or when you clicked on this video, you were someone searching for motivation, someone looking for a sign, someone wondering if you could really change your English, your habits, your life. Now think about who you are right now. You're someone who has already practiced. You shadowed sentences. You repeated vocabulary. You spoke English aloud. You didn't just watch. You did? That's not a small thing. That's everything. Because here's the real payoff. Small efforts aren't just about English. They're about proving to yourself that you can change, that you can build momentum, that you are the kind of person who follows through. When you practice for 5 minutes tomorrow, you're not just learning a language. You're building trust with yourself. You're showing yourself that your promises matter, that your actions count, that you don't need perfect conditions to start, and that changes everything. Every time you follow through on a small effort, you rewrite your identity. You stop being someone who waits. You become someone who acts, someone who grows, someone who wins. So here's what I want you to do right now. Decide your one small effort for tomorrow. Just one. Will you shadow 1 paragraph? Will you repeat 1 phrase 10 times? Will you describe your morning in 3 sentences? Choose now. And if you're ready, write it in the comments. Say it out loud. Make it real, because the moment you commit, you've already started winning. Remember Maya. She went from stuck to unstoppable with just 5 minutes a day. Not because 5 minutes is magic, because 5 minutes became consistency. Consistency became identity, and identity became success. You can do the same. You're not waiting anymore. You're learning. You're growing. You're becoming. If this video helped you, hit the like button, subscribe so you don't miss the next story, and join our community of learners who are done waiting and ready to grow. Small efforts lead to big success. You've already started. Now keep going. I'll see you in the next video.